It may not be easy, but it is pretty simple. Today we're diving into something that eludes many trying to get sober from alcohol, but has helped many more stay sober if they follow these basic principles. These are practical methods for living without alcohol. Now, this is not a recovery plan or a step by step guide. Instead, it's a collection of simple, actionable tips that can make living sober easier. Whether you're part of Alcoholics Anonymous, following our program over at TalkSober.com, or just exploring your own journey, doing this stuff works. Welcome to our channel where we show you how to live sober by gaining a new perspective towards life and alcohol. So let's get started. What we're talking about here is developing new habits. I get it. Getting and staying sober from alcohol, it's not easy. I know, I struggled with it for a long time. The early days of sobriety can be challenging, but every day you choose sobriety, you're building a life that feels lighter and more fulfilling where you won't find the need to take a drink. So, obviously, the main habit we need is to not reach for that alcoholic drink. And yeah, I know, it's easier said than done. At least it was for me, and I'm willing to bet pretty difficult for you too. Well, think about it. When we drank, our lives were built around habits, some big, some small. Drinking was tied to how we thought, felt, and acted. In fact, we couldn't even imagine life without alcohol. We need to replace those old habits with new ones. Like, when you're about to reach for a drink, try postponing it. Just for a moment, grab a soda or a fruit juice instead. Even this small change can interrupt the cycle and give you space to rethink your decision. Habits are powerful, but they're not set in stone. With time and repetition, new habits like reaching for a non-alcoholic drink can become second nature. The key is to stay consistent and patient with yourself. Try to remember, living sober is not a struggle forever. It really does get easier. Let's get into some more specific habits now, but stick around because towards the end of this video, we need to talk about some things to make these new habits stick with you so you can stay sober for good. Avoid triggers. Stay away from situations, places, or even people that might tempt you to drink, especially in the early days. This might mean skipping certain social events like parties, getting rid of all the alcohol in your home, or maybe reorganizing your home to remove reminders of drinking. Think about when and where you drink and avoid those situations. Don't go to the bar to watch the game with some friends thinking you'll just drink iced tea. You might be successful in not drinking that day, but it's not going to last. You need to break that habit. Change your routine. If you're used to pouring a drink after work, replace that moment with a healthier habit, like taking a walk, listening to music, or calling a friend. When I stopped drinking, I changed my routine by walking my dog after work or going on a bike ride. Create new rituals that bring you joy and relaxation. Stay busy. An idle mind can often wander back into those old habits. Fill your time with hobbies, exercise, or creative activities. Whether it's painting, gardening, or even joining a sports league, staying active helps keep your mind focused on positive pursuits. Try something new or go back to something you used to enjoy that fell by the wayside when drinking alcohol became more dominant in your life. Eat well. Believe it or not, hunger can sometimes trigger cravings. A healthy, balanced diet helps keep both your body and mind in check. Try to include nutrient-dense meals that fuel your energy and support your overall well-being. Stay hydrated. Have a glass of water, soda, or juice handy when cravings hit. Sometimes a simple act of drinking something can help. Experiment with fun mocktails or flavored sparkling water to make sobriety feel celebratory. I know what non-alcoholic drink I'm going to order when I go out to a restaurant. Or if I'm going to a gathering of friends where alcohol is going to be present, I bring enough sparkling water for myself and to share. Planning ahead for these things can be crucial for sobriety in a very delicate situation. Find support, whether it's an online support group or TalkSober.com, through AA, a close friend, having someone to talk to can make a huge difference. Remember, you don't have to navigate sobriety alone. Practice gratitude. Taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. Gratitude helps shift your focus from what you're giving up to what you're gaining in sobriety. Don't overthink this. For me, I usually just try to keep in mind that because I'm sober, I get to do all these things that life gives me. If you have some tips for sobriety that work for you, put them in the comments below. You might just help someone that really needs it. Now, let's talk about things to avoid. These might seem obvious, but they really are worth mentioning. So don't test yourself by going to bars or keeping alcohol in your home. It's not about willpower. It's about setting yourself up for success. Avoid overconfidence, thinking, I'm fine now. I can handle just one drink. It's a slippery slope. Recovery is a lifelong journey, and humility is part of the process. Don't isolate yourself. It's easy to retreat when things feel overwhelming, but staying connected is vital for recovery. Don't ignore your feelings. It's important to process emotions instead of numbing them. Journaling or therapy or talking to a trusted friend, that can help. Just remember, feelings can't get you drunk. Work through them, recognize them, but don't drink over them. A huge part of recovery is the use of common sense. Not every idea will work in every situation. For instance, some people find that exercise is a great way to stay busy to help keep yourself from thinking about alcohol. But if you have health issues or exercise too much, this might not be the best choice for you. Instead, try to take things in moderation. Go to the doctor, make sure you can exercise, and how much does he recommend that you do, then stick to that recommendation. Or you might hear someone say, easy does it. While this is a great reminder to take things slow, don't use it as an excuse to avoid responsibilities or delay progress. When developing new habits to stay sober versus those old habits that kept you drinking, there's some important things to stay aware of. Keep an open mind. Not every idea will resonate with you. And that's okay. If something doesn't appeal to you right now, just set it aside. You might come back to it later and find it helpful. For instance, some people find great support in having a sponsor or a mentor through AA. Others try an online program like ours, and still others may prefer to start on their own and explore a program later. The key is to stay flexible and respect your own pace. Having an open mind also means being willing to explore new routines, perspectives, or even ways of thinking. Recovery isn't about rigid rules. It's about finding what works best for you and remaining open to change. Balance is also important. Think of recovery like a cafeteria. You can choose the tools and practices that work for you. Maybe you take a little from one tray and skip another for now. But remember, just like a balanced diet is important for physical health, a balanced diet of ideas is important for recovery. Don't just load up on the desserts or what feels easy. Try different things, even the ones that might seem a little less fun or enjoyable at first. Over time, these balanced choices, they can make all the difference. Like when they say to take care of yourself, balancing self-care with accountability is key. While it's important to treat yourself with kindness, it's equally vital to take ownership of your recovery journey. You are responsible for your own recovery, no one else. So be kind to yourself, but understand your part in your recovery. Both are necessary ingredients for lasting sobriety. Recovery begins with one simple but profound step, not drinking. Sobriety is the foundation upon which we can build a new and better life, and developing new habits to replace those old habits can get us to a place where we can enjoy life. If you like what we're talking about here, check out TalkSober.com, where we have a program with many tools and tips presented in a unique way so you can find that life where alcohol is just not an issue and life is better than you could have possibly imagined. Thanks for watching.